Sports on Air.
Alex, I heard that there was a time that you tried to try out for the national boxing team. Is this true?
Um, now we can speak a little bit more, a little detailed facts. Yes, there was. I like that because in truth of the matter, at the time I was playing for, I think it was Harbor Center, and I was being a part of the national team for Harbor Center, RP team. And before that happened, there was a thing going with the boxing, and somehow they asked me to be a heavyweight for the Philippine boxing team. And I says, yeah, of course, I'll try it. But what are we looking at? What type of money? Because I know the training, and I'm going to be serious. To me, it was about the money because I needed money to feel good about myself. If I'm going to train like twice a day, which I never did with basketball, of course I want to have some type of the American way. I want to have some type of money to have fun with at the same time, because I'm gonna tell you this: boxing it is about being focused and it is about discipline. But there's a lot of boxers out here in the U.S. that use that money to go out and party and then go back to work. They don't get reprimanded because it's a business. It's a business, and boxing and for me to represent the country, I wanted to have a little bit of security at the same time, you know, get the worth of the training and the money that I would get for it. But they told me, magpanalo ka, sa medals, a gold medal, you're going to get like 2 or 3 million pesos. And I said to them, 2 or 3 million pesos. You kidding me? I'd rather just get the medals, if that's the question. So if they wanted to say that I'm wrong for that, I'm not wrong because when I was gonna take the boxing, I was gonna take it because I was with Jerry Peñalosa, the Warrior, and they were trying to groom me and show me. I think the next step was to really do it. But when I was about to do it, that's when a basketball contract came in. So it was like, oh man, what? Okay, wait a minute. So okay, they're gonna give me this. I can make 3 million in 1 year just playing basketball, the sport I love, right? Instead of trying to make myself look like a fool, probably get my butt kicked in front of it. But it didn't matter. I would have still did it. That's 100% fact. I would have still did it and representing the country in boxing in the heavyweight division. But at that time, a basketball contract came in, and
So that's quite a hard choice
yeah,
to
that was a hard choice because if I would have represented the country and actually won a gold medal, which I probably would have did my best to do, definitely, that would have been a legendary move for me. But then again, basketball came in and they offered me a nice contract. And of course, um, being in that a young age, yes, you're going to look at the money. You're going to look at the future. You're not going to say, this is what I can do. At the time, they gave me a nice contract, and I don't like to say money, how much, but basketball was just that type of money to give you.
So I'm thinking it's something comparable to the 2 to 3 million, based on your
Yes, I
reaction.
would say double. I would say double that. And yeah, you get what I'm saying. It's basketball was my sport. Boxing, I can fight. I did do sparring matches, and I did spar with the hand pads, and I would show them how I'd move and hit the pad. And they say, listen, at your height and your build, you can win because there's nobody with your height and build and your strength and your speed at a heavyweight.
Mhm.
So I should have took it and said, you know what? Like a Manny Pacquiao. I could be, like a Jerry Peñalosa. I could be legendary and representing and be like Onak, Onak, because he won the gold gloves, right? Onyak, he
Onyok
won the
won
medal.
silver. Yeah, Onyok
Yes, he
silver.
won. Yeah, I can be like that. But then when that other contract came in and it was like a guaranteed money, you get what I'm saying? I didn't have it was really
It was a
about survival.
no-brainer. But
Yes,
well,
and
did you know that if ever you won the gold medal, you'd be the first Filipino to get it in the Olympics.
Cy Young,
We've
Cy
never
Young.
got it. We've never got it, and we're still hoping up until now that in the next Tokyo Olympics that we'd get to have a gold medal.
I know. I listen. I'm 44 years old. I don't know if they accept an old warrior like myself, but man, I should have took the opportunity when it came. But there was another one. You know, like God does do things, and it's a blessing in disguise. You know, sometimes He wanted me to do certain things, and either I took it or I didn't. But when another blessing came, it was like saying God was saying, "Take this one. This is what you're made for." So, you know, I took it, and
It
it
must be
was a
hard
Cy
for
Young.
you. You have so many options when it comes to
I
the
was
sport.
like I told you, I've been blessed with the Filipino skill of being talented, of doing so many things. I could dance, I could try this, I could try. I wasn't afraid to try things, and I think that was the Filipino side of me, the entertainer who I was, and having to be 6'6", and I'm so flexible to do anything. It was. I think that's the Asian side of me.
Well, Ernest, speaking of him dancing, are you on TikTok? I'm sure your
No,
fans
no.
are very much.
Alex,
They do all
we have
this.
to
They
get
do
back
all
to
this
basketball
stuff, and
first. We have to get back
yeah,
to
right.
basketball. We have to get back to the basketball topic first. But anyway, going back to your Ginebra days, I mean, from talk and text, you got back to Ginebra. What was it? What was it like when you heard that you were going to back to Ginebra after a year?
Sign of relief. To tell you the truth, I always loved the Nebra because of the style of play. Um, Knowing that they appreciated the hard work and the physicality that I brought, I was back home again, and I was so happy. And you know, at that time, it was me, Danny Siegel, Eric Mink, Billy Mamarill, um, JJ, Mark. We had a great team, man. We had such a hard-working team. We always would fight and practice. That's one thing I miss about it. Never. There was always a fight, and we always had fun after that. After the fight, we argue and fight, and the next day in practice, it was like nothing happened. And I like that because that shows character, that shows personality, and that's what I like to bring to the table, was those type of things. And being back with a Nebra was very comfortable for me.
And after the Ginebra days, you were gone for a year or a year and a half. I
Oh
mean,
yes,
what
that's
happened there? I
when
mean, I was like, okay, where was Alex all these years? In
year
those
and a half. Yeah, I was
yeah,
a
a
year and
year
a
and
half.
a half.
That's when I met. That's when I started doing showbiz. That's when I started doing. That's when I did Extra Challenge. And Extra Challenge. That's where I knew Ethel Bubo. That's when I met her, and she was the host of the show. And but I knew her before that. We were out gimmicking one time in Club Five in Makati. Club Five. This is how far. So far we're going back. And I was outside Club Five. The bathroom was occupied, so I walked out Club Five, and I'm talking on the phone, and I'm talking to my kids because my kids were with my ex-wife at the time, and I was telling my kids, I said, "Don't worry, Daddy's gonna pick you up tomorrow." Blah blah blah. And I started to think, well, you know, Filipinos, we talk on the phone and take pees. You know, I was on the phone taking a pee, and I was peeing on Ethel's car, tire of a car, like on the side of it. And she seen me peeing on the car, and she was like, "Hey, you he in my car?" And I'm like, peeing on the tire. And from that time on, that's when I met her, and then people introduced me to her, and then they're saying that she's like a showbiz type. And I was friends with her. We would just like have like drinking sessions. That's about it. And um, She got me to do Extra Challenge, and this is when I
That
think
was
this
a
is
show
when
before, right?
all the
Yeah,
huh
that was a show before. Extra
yeah
challenge.
Extra Challenge, yeah,
Yeah.
it was something like Survivor, but it was like you didn't have to be you voted off the island. You have to win a test or a competition for you to make it to the next level. And that's when the showbiz level came in, and that's when a lot of things changed for me. So I tried. I took off a year because of broken promises. Everyone's promised something, and words don't mean nothing. And I got sick and tired of that life, and I was like, I can't do this. I'm not built for this. This is too much dirtiness and cheesemas, and it's not even true. So I had to go back to basketball in 2006, 2007, because it was just too much. It's a dirty business, man. Showbiz. I ain't gonna lie.
Because of extra challenge, you take the challenge, Alex.
Yeah, that's I took a dive into something, and that kind of brought ratings because of what was going on in the show. It was like a Cinderella type of theme show, but
Yep.
like at the end it was like you get the princess, and guess who won the extra challenge? It was me. I won the extra challenge, so guess who my princess was?
Mhm.
That was the first like Bachelor episode
Yep. I
way
think
before the
one
Yes,
of the
Bachelor.
yeah.
contestant is Berwin Melly. The one of the
Berwin
contestant.
Maley, yes,
Yep.
yes. Berwin Maley, Yahoo! Yahoo! I remember that. Yeah, and it was Berlin Maley and John model. I forgot his name. John Hall.
Hmm.
John Hall was on it. It was Berlin
Yep.
Maley, John Hall, and yung payat, sobrang payat, parang patay. What's his name? He looks to you.
Silong, hindi man
Looks
silong,
to you.
Long Mejia.
Yeah. Oh my
Patay
god.
tayo dyan.
Yo, I can't sound like this. He was funny. He was funny, man. I mean, off the set when there was no camera, the things he would do, sobrang joker talaga. See, Berwin Maley, yeah, he was funny.
Can you imagine you surrounded by all of those guys, man? That's what you want, right?
Yeah, that was what I felt. That was life. That was like
Yeah,
Having
basketball
fun.
or
yeah,
showbiz. Yun lang.
having fun.
Yeah, so that's exactly the lifestyle. You enjoy life. You go with the flow. You see how far the flow can take you, and then when I felt like it was getting to be too crazy, I went back to basketball. I was like, that's not true. That Cheeseman is on this team. No, it's not true. They don't want to interview me when things were going between me and her, the showbiz talent. Uh, there was just so many things, so many intrigues, and I was like, wait a minute. And that's when I came back to basketball, there was that. I think there was a sex scandal. That's when it became really, you know, my name became big and stuff. Was that issue that happened, and that was not intentional. That was an accident. That was my personal phone. People in Green Hills, they stole a video, and I just I just focused on basketball after that. I was like, I can't deal with this no more because it's like they're trying to ruin my name. It's everybody does what I did.
You were gonna get one.
Yeah.
You know,
Then I agree there. But
everybody does that. I mean, it was
It's
just
easier
because it
just
was a
like from here. All
basketball
you
and it
need
was
is
an
a rope.
artista. You know,
and Alex, of course, after the controversies, I mean, you came out with with a championship for Ginebra. I mean, that
yeah,
was
back to back,
yep, and
to
that
back.
was
Yeah.
before the big lull of Ginebra of championship. You guys were the last Ginebra champions before the Brownlee era, right now.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, and basically all the Ginebra songs comes out, and what was it like? I mean, finally you were a PBA champion. The hard work paid off.
Yeah, it did. It sure did. It felt great. It really did. That's when I had an injury. I remember this one. I had an injury in 2004, 2005. It was a back injury, and I came out of it successful, thank God. I had an L4, L5 slip disc, and it was Dr. Kabatu. I want to say thank you. It's still going strong, my back. I appreciate what he done. I trusted him. He was like, I signed a waiver, and I said, listen, doc, just do your best. You know, I have a career. I don't want to go down like this. I'm a never say die type of guy. And when I came out of surgery, I thank God that I was still strong. People were calling me Wolverine because how fast I healed. I got ready, yes, because a month later, 2 months later, I got back into practice and I was still doing the same thing I was doing before. And they looked at me like, "Yo, you just had a back." I said, "Yep." I don't think about it. I don't think about it. I just want to keep playing. And I think my ignorance of being that person like that, it really brought me further than I thought. If you're a strong-minded individual, and I never thought injuries was going to stop me from becoming something, that's the reason why I kept playing, because that's why I think I played with Ginebra, because never say die. I got into a motorcycle accident that year. If you remember, I got into a motorcycle accident.
Yeah.
I almost lost my knee. I had a fractured spleen. I had a fracture in my neck, and I came back and won a championship, and I won another one. So it was like my determination was never say die. I never give up. I think that was the moniker of who I was I was never going to give up, and I think that's what the fans remember. That's what the fans remember, that I never gave up in 2000, 2005, 2006. Back-to-back champions. It wasn't just me. It was all the whole team. It was the whole team, from the management down to everybody who put in the effort of, putting this crazy, putting my craziness into a game. And I just never stopped. I never stopped. And I think that's what people remember, is that this guy had a motorcycle accident. He had back surgery. He had a knee, and he won a championship. I mean, the first one was when they didn't want me to play because I wasn't ready. But I was there with Torrey Braggs. I was there with the whole lineup. I was practicing, but they just didn't want. They didn't just want me to have a suit to suit up, because they said next conference. I said, okay, I'll wait. And the next conference was all Filipino. We won that one too. I mean, it was hard work and just staying consistent, man. And it was good to be back doing that. That's the reason why I think that's what made the team and the people around me love me, for my craziness and my madness and my science. There was a science to this. There was a science to this. And the science is, they die, never give up. No retreat, no surrender. I'm not going to let a little injury or a little mishappen ruin my life or my career, because I know the truth, So I just kept going.
And Alex, that squad right there, that championship squad, had a lot of characters. I mean,
Yes.
Eric Menk,
Yep.
Rudy Hatfield.
No, Rudy Hatfield wasn't there.
Sorry. That was before.
Eric Mink. Yes, that was after.
After,
That was
yeah.
after
Okay.
that. In 2005, that was after. I remember everything, brother. Trust me, because I'm in a better place right now. So everything that I lived before, I'm getting back. I'm getting deja vus when we talk like this, because
Yeah.
It was me, Eric Mink, Andy Siegel, Rafi Rivas, Miggs Nobley, Rodney Santos, Julie, what's his name? Judy Valenzuela.
Junti.
Valenzuela.
Junti.
Yeah, he was a beast. Mark Kagiwa,
The Fast and the Furious.
JJ, yes, JJ, Bow the Bid. So we had the chemistry, we had the fighting power every day. To the next season, to the next conference, we still did it. Where I think Ramela Ducal too. Ramela Ducal. So these are the things that I think was formulated by the madness of each and every one of us. We all had a madness. We all had some type of craziness. But when we practice, we put that chemistry together. And that was the most amazing thing that, Coach uh, Short Torkinson did was to keep it together. The madness, how to take care of this person, how to make sure you get what I'm saying. It was like we all had different characters, we all had different but when we played together, it was like how he mastered, our character to one another on the court. That was masterful what he did. That was a mastermind type of work. He made us all work together. He knew how to put certain players in at a time that actually worked great together. He knew how to do that. So you got to get my hats, and I salute Chart Torkinson for doing that, because the way he did that was every time was boom boom. It was money. It was money. So I don't know what is he doing now, but uh, I hope he's doing something great like what he used to do with us as a coach.
Okay, guys, any questions on that championship era where Alex was involved? Brian? Sino ba meron?
Actually, I have a question on that one. That's the 2004-2005 season, right? For the Ginebra, the back-to-back championship. One of those is the Philippine Cup. Actually, Alex, I'm a TNT fan. Actually, started with the Jimmy Alapag era. So the 2004 is very what you call controversial, because that game tinanggal nila yung panalo sa game 2 sa TNT kasi naglaro si Asi. So ano yung feeling niyo nung time na yon nung binawi yung panalo sa TNT at binigay sa Ginebra?
Oh, when we lost in the championship?
Nope, actually that is game 2. TNT won game 2.
Okay.
Won game 2, then on that game 2 Asi Taulapa played. Then they give the win to the Ginebra because that the case of Asi Taulaba that year is
wasn't clear yet. The Phil
Yeah.
Shams. That's when the Phil Shams were going on. Yes, he wasn't clear. Well, like I said, that that time it was a lot of stuff going on too with the Phil Shams and everything. It was a lot of stuff, but you know what? When you stay above it, and and everyone knew the truth. When you stay above it and you know the truth, I was very comfortable with that. What Asi did was come in. That didn't really change nothing, but there was an extra option for them. Asi at his prime, he was hard to stop, and he had certain pointers that that brought to our attention on how to try to stop him. And it is what it is. The truth always comes out, right? So that's the way it was. That's exactly what happened. I mean, they rushed something that wasn't done. I was in situations like that with the Phil Sham stuff. I proved my Filipino citizenship. He didn't prove his yet. So, they rushed something in, and it caused them that type of loss. That was it. I mean, we take whatever we take. I mean, but it wasn't like we were celebrating because of that.
Yep, thank you. By the way, Alex, one question. Any backstory about your jersey number? Because I'm looking at right now on the screen, the number 43. Any backstory on your jersey number?
Yes. That's when I played in, I think it was either Curtis or Concord. I scored 43 points in one game. Okay. And I used jersey 42 before I came in the NBA with Pangasinan Waves. I used jersey 42. But when I went to the PBA, I said, let me try to use jersey 43 because I scored 43 points in either was Curtis High School or Concord, I remember. And it was a crazy game. I used 43 for that. And I like 43 because it's love you. If you understand what I'm saying.
That's why I asked.
I use 43 because I love you. If you don't love me, I love you. And without the 143, I use the 43 for love you. People may think it's corny, whatever, but that's just who I am.
Yeah, thank you, Alex. Thank you.
No problem, brother. You got it.
And of course, after Ginebra, you played for Barako Bull. It was okay. This was a different Alex that we're seeing in Barako Bull than the one in Ginebra. To be honest, it was different. It was, what do you call this?
Entertaining, more entertaining.
Meaner.
I think.
Oh, I think
funnier.
that's because I was more funny, but I was mean at certain points because of the bittersweet stuff that I had. After doing that with Ginebra back to back, and then going through all this Phil Lamb stuff, and then motorcycle accident, it becomes bittersweet now. Now it's like I had a lot of emotions building up in me. That's when I started getting more tattoos. That's when me, Felix Bolano, Carlos Sharma, Jojo, what's his name?
Angkay?
Joe.
Bunsil.
Jojo
Bunsil.
Consil. And who else was on there? Leo, the left-hander.
Nahorda.
Leo Neharda. Leo Neharda.
Leonardo.
Yeah. A lot of characters on that team. A lot of, Bustos players. And I liked it. But that's what, every day in practice. Plus, people weren't, at a point in time, we were all fighting for survival. So, yeah, that's the reason why I think that was the most entertaining at the same time, kind of, Bustos, because Barako Bull was about being Bustos. It was dirty playing, and we were fighting for jobs, to tell you the truth. That's the reason why. With John Arrigo on it, John Arrigo was part of the team. The other guy too, I forgot his name. Michael, he played with Shell, the Phil Lamb. Rayback, yes. Michael Rayback, yes. It was hard times, man.
Your coach that time was when you started. Was it
Leo
coaching?
Nazat.
Not coaching anymore, right?
Leo something.
Leo
He used to be a Ginebra player.
Isaac.
Yes, Isaac. Yeah, Leo Isaac.
Okay.
Great. Listen, very good. I tell you the truth, great coach. His emphasis on the game and how he implied like the players, he knew how to shift us around. If we had a big fight in practice, he would separate the team. Because we practice in RFM, so he would separate the people who were fighting. He put them on the other court. So the fighters that were fighting each other, you would use the two courts in RFM. If RFM has two courts,
Yeah.
so the two courts in RFM, he would actually keep the players who were not fighting on one court, and the players who would always fight on the other court. So, because we were all fighting for jobs, and it was a tough time. It was a tough time. That's when that hit the monsoon. So we were practicing, and it was a survival mode for everybody.
Okay,
Especially
and of course, Barako Bull, during that time, I think, I remember it now. You came in after the Yang Yao era of Barako Bull.
Yes.
So
yeah.
those guys were hardened up by Yang Yao.
Yeah, pretty much. They were tough. Like I told you, it was a very competitive team. It was, even in practice, we were fighting each other. It was almost like a never, but it was more just out of control. It was out of control.
And that is why when I said that the Alex Crisano in Red Bull is like meaner, it's because of the practices that you guys were in.
Oh yes.
It was a reflection
100%.
of.
It was a reflection of what
backstory.
Yang has left behind. It was the reflection of what Yang Yao has left behind. And it wasn't a bad thing. It was a very competitive thing. I liked it. It was no blood, no foul. Shut up, play. And that was it. I mean, that was the craft. I think we ended that series with more wins than before. With I think 3 more wins than before.
Yeah.
I was pretty happy with it. Because I was the captain of the team, and I said to our coaching and management, I said, listen, we won 3 more wins than last conference. I'm happy with that. Because now we're showing character. Now we're showing people it's not about anything else, but we're improving. And then things happened. I think Undoy, was it Undoy? Right?
Yeah, that was the year of Undoy, 2009.
Yes, and that's when Mr. Chua, that's when Mr. Chua has passed on, our manager, because he was the one going to get the money for our payday to come back, and that's when Undoy hit and he passed away, and we were all shocked. It was a sad day for everybody, man. We all mourned because, Mr. Chua was the one keeping everybody together. keeping everybody happy. As much as he says, I don't care if you fight, but just remember this: we're all in this together. You know, and I understood his craft and what he was doing. That's the reason why I was there and being with these players, because we were all fighting for survival, to rebuild our names, to keep basketball alive, no matter how old we were getting. And I'm gonna tell you, I think I had more bruises and cuts with Barako Bill than I did with Ginebra. You know, I think I had more, at least one more than I did with Ginebra, with having cuts on my mouth. You know, with Ginebra, it was just hard work and bruising up and getting hurt. But Barako Bill, it was really a physical. It was like really like a barangay, like going to like a barangay. When you're watching the barangay games and people are trying to box you out and they just throw you on the floor.
Yeah.
It was like that. It was like that, and that's what I liked about the practice every day and the energy and the respect. As long as when we got on the court, when it was game time, it was sobrang talaga okay. Mag-away kami sa practice, but away yung kalaban. Ngayon, mag-away kami sa practice, okay lang. But yung kalaban, away yan. Hindi sa akin, hindi kayo. And that's when, as being a captain, was being helping everybody, not just myself. I was never helping myself. I was always helping others too. So that was a tough era because everybody talaga sobrang mag-away sa trabaho, sa buhay, parang sa life mo. This was about surviving, and living our basketball dreams all together, because it was coming to a time where, you know, it's 2000, I think 2011, 2010, 2011. Everybody is getting older.
Yeah.
We don't know what's going to happen.
And you were also coming to that age. I mean, it's not the Alex Crisano that we're seeing in Ginebra. It's a little
frustrated.
slower.
A little frustrated. Slower. Yeah, that's true. I ain't gonna lie. It was slower. It was frustrating, and it was part of, you know, it's part of the aging process.
Okay, and then after Barako Bull, I don't know what happened. What was the story from you going to the ABL to play for the Philippines?
Oh wow!
I mean,
yes,
was there not any team that offered you to play for the PBA, or was the ABL something that you see that is more attractive that time?
Yeah, I just thought going abroad and playing and meeting Filipino fans and meeting Filipinos abroad and seeing how big this basketball association was. It was exactly what I imagined, like the NBA. It was like the NBA, but you're touring Asia now. You're touring Brunei, you're touring Singapore, you're touring Malaysia, you're touring Thailand. You're representing, the Philippines. So I got to see marami yung tao, marami yung, what is that? Maingay. So, Hoy, Crisano! And I was just like, oh my gosh, they know who I am. You know? So it was like, I love it. The attention, the entertainment, the energy. ABL was really a great league because of the traveling. Ibang country, ibang place, and ABL was really a definitely a different outlook than the PBA, a totally different outlook.
And sorry, okay, my video went off. But anyway, Alex, after that Philippine Patriots stint, you went back to the PBA. Did the ABL stint help you get back to the PBA? I mean, teams are calling you after that.
No.
Okay.
No. It was a tryout. My friend told me. Well, this was when Cheryl Reyes said, "Hey Alex, if you want to try out for the PBA again, Powerade is holding a tryout. And if you want to go and try out with them," because I tried out for ABL, and Cheryl was like, "It's up to you." So I said, yeah, of course I'll try out. Even though I've been in the league for so long, I'll show them what I still got. And I think, with Bo Parasol there and with the management and people, they see I still have something to offer, and the PBA, as like I told you, they've been gracing me at the same time, understanding me, but it was like another bittersweet. Like I got to train again. I have to try out. I put so much work in. PBA should. I helped the PBA. They helped me, and I still got to try out. It's just like an ego thing. You know what I'm saying? It was very like hurtful to me, but I put all that aside. Ang sabi ko, okay lang, sige. Laban ko laban. Okay, laro, practice na practice. So consistently doing this until 2011, 2012. It made me realize like this is not forever, because if you got to try out for a team and you're already been in the league for 11 years,
Okay.
then diba, yung isip ko, this is end of the road. It's coming to the end of the road. So, but still, I was still marketable because walang tattoo sa mukha, walang tattoo sa face, just here lang. So I was still marketable, so I can understand the business perspective, and I'm very wise and I'm very smart. I can say a lot more, but like I said, it's done and over with. It's, I moved on, and people remember the good things. People remember what I could have done, but it's people like you that keep me alive, and I appreciate, even just being here with all you. I mean, gusto ko marinig lahat ng question, and I want to hear a lot more from people that are into sports, because I think what I went through, it wasn't easy. Controversy, lies,
Yep.
everything. And I still did it. So I'm here today, and I'm with the panelists here, people that know me, people that hardly knew me, people that just heard about me. You're seeing who I am for who I am. This
Yeah.
is not a facade. Ito yung Crisano talaga. Though besides sports, besides entertainment, this is who I am. That's why I'm wearing this shirt right here that I made of my first upper deck.
Living proof.
Living proof that anything is possible. It's not just me. I'm not being a narcissist, but even kayo sa trabaho, you're a living proof to everything that you do. If people told you in your life and said, hindi ka na kaya ganyan eh, hindi ka ba namang trabaho kasi that's not you. That's me. I'm living proof. So you got to be living proof to what you stand for. What I did was I'm living proof for what people told me I couldn't do. And I did it. And it's not to brag. I'm very proud of who I am. Kahit mayaman, kahit hindi. Kahit taas, kahit sa ilalim. I'm happy for whatever trials and tribulations I went through.
Yeah.
And like I said, being here with you guys, I get to show you deep in my, my eyes tell you everything. I don't like to sit here and paint a picture like, oh, lagi naman tama ako, I'm right. Baka ganyan kasi Amerikano. No. Ibang tao, ibang respeto, ibang kusapan, ibang nakita. So syempre, nandito na ako para sa iyo. Anything is possible, and everything is possible. So living proof is what I talk about.
And Alex, of course, that team that you played for, which was Global Port, was actually the last team that you played for. I mean, that was the transition from what do you call this? The Powerade team to
Yes,
the Global Port. They
Global
were
Port.
absorbed, and then you met
Yeah,
this guy right here, Coach Emmer.
Mr. Coach Emmer. Yes, with Coach Luis Gonzalez. Yeah, I mean, it was I knew the owner, so I was pretty good with that because I played with them in ABL, so I was pretty the whole situation and how they do their business and their sport. Just getting another opportunity to either sign off the right way or just enjoy what I got and then say goodbye forever. Yeah, it was another another team that was fighting for recognition, for a position in the PBA. And we had some players on the team that had characteristics. We were fighting in practice still. I mean, listen, this is 2011, 2012. This is like my rookie year, and I'm a veteran, and I'm still fighting. It never stopped. We got Romelo Duco. We had some other players on there. We had Kelly Nabong.
Yeah.
We had so many people, and it was fights every day. It was still like it was in the beginning because we were fighting for survival. Once again, it just didn't stop. You had Willie Miller on the team with us. We had Gary David. We had, it was just nonstop. Josh Van Landingham, new rookies. I remember it. I mean, we'd fight. I remember when me and Josh Van Landingham got into a fight, and I had to show him. I may be getting old, but I'm not no punk. And I smacked him to the floor. And after practice, I felt so bad. I gave him a hug. I said, "Oh, I don't want to be this person, man." He's like, "I understand. I shouldn't." He came up to me. He tried to put his hands on me.
Okay.
And I told him, and he came up to me and he tried to put his hands
Emmer,
on
do you remember this?
my,
Do you remember this, Coach Emmer?
Alex.
Yeah. Were you there when I got into the argument? I think it was Coach Bakuli was there as our coach.
Yes. Our first conference, our coach Glenn Capaccio.
Glenn Capaccio, yes.
And then the second conference, it's Junel Bakuli.
Yeah, Junel Bakuli, yeah.
Remember Vic Manuel?
Vic Manuel, of course I do.
That is rookie year. And now
yes.
One of the best in the PBA right now.
One of the best.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think yes. I think when being with Glenn Capaccio, he was the one giving me the mental stuff now. And with Glenn telling me certain things about the business, about the PBA, about what you got to do now, he was molding me into something. But then I lost control because once again, being back on basketball and back into this and having a young girlfriend at the time, it was bringing more attention to me, diba? Coach Emerson.
And, I know her.
Yes, you do. And it was another stage in life, like I say about basketball player, maganda yung lalaki, maganda yung babae, so syempre attention yan eh. So it was another cycle of craziness going on. And yeah, it was Vic the sick man. We used to call him Vic the sick Manuel because he was kind of sick with his moves. He was sick with it. And I remember the day in Barangay too. And we went to our team building in Barangay was
yes.
It was fun. It was God.
Alex,
God.
Alex will show you some pictures how serious you are during our practice.
Okay. Ito na.
Wearing a helmet.
This one, huh?
I think I was applying for a job for a cop on the street on this one to drive with the police officers to do a convoy.
We're in Naga that time. We're in Naga.
Was that Naga or was that Antipolo?
Naga City.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, we went Naga out of town game. And one of the fans came up to me with the helmet. Was like, Alex Idol, and I was like, Idol, give me that helmet. Yeah, I enjoyed the people, man. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Sharp memory, Alex. A very sharp memory.
Yes. I just, like I said, I knew it was the end of my time, and you gotta embrace the Filipinos that remember you from day one, and that's exactly what I was going through. I was like, damn, I gotta show. I remember you, Ginebra. And I was like, come here, bro, give me that helmet, and I put it on. I was like, brum, brum, brum. They took a picture, Coach Elmer took a picture, and I was just like, oh man.
Yes. You still remember it.
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Of course.
Here's another one. This was with Japet. That's
Oh
with
yeah,
Japet
I
Aguilar.
think I think there was a little issue there, and I was saying to somebody about, listen, if we don't fight, we ain't gonna win. And I was getting a little bit like pissed off, I would say. And Japet was like saying, "Come on, Lex, calm down, Lex." And I was just like, "Nah, this is we can't lose like we can't keep losing like this, you know." Japet, I think playing with Japet that gave him a little bit of toughness. Being with him and training with him and playing with him gave him some toughness from that. Me and him were good friends, man, at this time.
And Japet right now is again one of the big names in the PBA already.
I always told him. I always told Japet, you just got to get a little bit more tougher. You have all the arson. You have the arsenals. You have the handles. You have the move. You're 6'8", 6'9". You can jump. I said, man, you just need to get a little bit more physical. You'll be a force to reckon with in the PBA, man. I always told Japet that. He worked out with me a couple of times. We used to play a lot of one-on-ones, and at this time, I was in pretty good shape where I can actually stop him, and he would get frustrated. And I'd be like, "Come harder, come on! What are you waiting for?" And he would just be like, "Ang laki kasi, ang lakas." I said, "Kasi buhat is a gym." I used to say, "Laki naman kasama sa buhat kasi." You don't want to work hard in the gym, but basketball is just not about just the skill and the height. It was about the work ethic of the weight room. That's what kept me. To tell you the truth, that's what kept me in the PBA for so long was my workroom, the workout ethics of and being in the gym, working out. And Filipinos, they love bakbakan, diba? Ganon talaga yung sa Pinoys. Bakbakan yan eh. Like parang yung sabong, diba? Maraming Pinoy ganyan. So yeah, that's a great memory right there. So.
Okay, about this one.
Ay nako. That's
Emer, kung ano naman tinupang litrato eh.
Actually, Alex, we're in Clark that time.
Laki ng boy bawang nyo.
Oo. That shot na tayo. Yeah. Those are the days. Was
That's
that Channel
Kelly Nabo
Alonso?
and Jordan.
Mukhang medyo
Okay.
malaki ang inhaler
Kelly-
niyo dyan ah.
Oh, that's nothing. I used to get IVs of alcohol before. That's nothing. That's us enjoying. Yes, this is when we were trying to rebuild, and John. I still keep in contact with John DeSalvador. We still talk to each other.
And I know, I think Jordan's there.
Yes, he's in Arizona.
Yeah. Alam niyo yan, Ernest, ang ginagawa nila Alex dyan, binubutasan nila yung dulo nung beer in can sa ilalim. Then kung sino unang maubos.
Bottoms up?
Yes,
yeah, and then may butas lang sa ilalim. And then
Like beer bong, right,
Shotgun.
Alex? It's a beer bong. Shotgun,
No,
beer bong.
it's shotgun. Sino matana? She said bottoms up and then tops off. Bottoms up and tops off. Then we took our shirts off. We saw a drink. Oh, this is great. Listen, this was what veterans do with people coming into the league, and people you want to embrace. It wasn't about nothing else but embracing the newcomers and rebuilding a team and trying to build a good camaraderie.
Ernest, yung naka-block siya, yung nakaupo siya sa dugout.
Wait lang ah.
Nandiyan ba?
Ni-isa ko eh. Left to right yung ginagawa eh.
Okay.
Okay, yan. I just
me and Bakuli had the weirdest relationship. Coach Bakuli, and is that Ricky Dundan?
Yeah, Coach Ricky Dandan and Coach Jolipa.
Coach Jolipa. Oh.
Yeah.
That's who I started my career with, was Coach Ricky and Jolipa.
NBA.
It's funny how in the NBA, yes, and I finished with them and being
Coach Jun
Yeah.
yung may Paul Bearer at saka si Undertaker.
That's true. That's true. Oh, my Undertaker. There it is. Yeah. That was pretty much, coming towards the end. And I was enjoying every minute. Like I said, I wanted to give back. There was just so much I wanted to give, and people took it wrong. People may have thought of it wrong, took it wrong, but I already knew these times were coming up. And, all I did was, as you could see, all I did was work out. I didn't really run that much anymore. I was just hitting the gym, and, I would run a little bit. Then, hey, coach, I'm getting kind of tired. Can I go to the gym? Coach McCooley would be like, all right, go to the gym. And that's when we practiced in Ateneo, because the gym was right next on the bottom. And, and I said, Coach, I'm going to go work out. My knee's not doing, I'm just going to go do some buhat. Yeah, okay, so again, just make sure you work out. And I would have the trainers come with me and watch me. And I would work out. I would work my butt off. As you can see, I used to hit the gym really hard, and whatever I could bring to Global Port was the toughness and the mentality. This is when I was really calling the curtains. This was the end of the show.
Okay. Yeah, a few pictures right here. And okay, why are you wearing Mandani's jersey right here?
Oh, me? I was because I
that's
was
you.
doing I was doing him a favor. I was representing for him. This is what you do
Okay.
for players. Listen, you're just trying to show, the characteristics. Enjoy. Stop being so tense. Stop worrying. I'm gonna wear your jersey. Let me just throw your shirt on, because just to make them feel like, oh, Crisano's wearing my warm up. I'm like, yeah, I got you. Don't worry about it. It was just for fun. At the same time, like I said, it was the curtains for me. It was closing. I wasn't drunk here, for sure.
Okay.
Wrong jersey.
Okay, this one.
Oh my gosh.
I told you, Alex is a serious guy.
Seriously funny.
Like it. Seems very serious.
Seriously funny. This right here was, like I told you, it's having fun after practice. There was snaps and pitches, and I just wanted to have something that was going to be rememberable. Something fun to be around. Because, like I said, when you know the curtains are closing, you want to make fun moments and funny gestures. And yes, that's me. That's me. That was me.
Okay, this one is not this like post-retirement thing.
No,
You remember this?
no.
This is when
We're
we
in
played a tune-up game. A tune-up game, right?
No, Alex, we're invited. That was during campaign period. We're invited in Santo Tomas, Batangas.
Oh, yes, right. And sino kasama si... We were sitting behind.
I'm the one who
Yeah, you're the one who got
taking
the guest
picture. I'm the one taking picture. We're invited by IB Bautista.
Yeah, I remember that. Mandani was with us.
Yes, Mandani, John
Me,
Dan.
Mandani, John Dunn.
Hmm.
Was it Ramel? Ramel wasn't with us.
Marvin Cruz, JP
Marvin Cruz.
Valencian, Bogs Raimundo.
Bogs Raimundo. Almost like
Yeah.
Bogs.
Okay.
Yeah, we were. Yes, I remember those. Oh my gosh.
This one.
Those what you call airing out. Airing out.
Everybody's slapping.
Coming. It's because I'm airing out.
Looks like you needed to go to the toilet.
No, I was just airing out because it was very hot. My body was boiling and my eggs were boiling. So
Coach Louis' face says it all.
I remember, Alex,
Listen,
parang may kinikwento ka dyan eh. Hindi ko lang ma-recall eh.
all I know is that I was just saying something that was really out of content. Really out of content. That's all I gotta say. I remember that moment was really out of content, and it was just a moment where Louis was just laughing his ass off, and I just was just like, man, I can't believe I'm still alive doing this stuff. You know.
Okay. Anyway, this was Carol's picture with you.
Wow. Can you enlarge that a little bit? Because I'm on a cell phone right now, so.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's our co-host right here having a picture with you.
Wow. Look at my. That's when I had the tattoos on my eyebrows? No.
No, I don't think it's a tattoo on your eyebrow, bro.
Yeah, I'm
Or he
getting a
was
bad
losing at
reflection.
that time.
This is when we were losing.
No, I mean, I'm not sure if you were lucid at that time.
I think I was really hammered.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
wouldn't,
be honest, like I told you. Yeah. Go
I
ahead.
wouldn't know.
I think but was I? Oh, hold up. If I was kind of really hammered,
You have to
then
guess
I
where
treated
that is. That's in
that's in a club
distillery. That's in distillery.
distillery.
Yeah, you
Oh
remember
my
you were friends with.
gosh.
I can't name names.
Me neither. Yes, I was gonna say it. I
I
don't want to
can't tell
name
you.
names.
Yeah.
But
But you were friends with some of my friends, and they were saying like, "Oh, he's a basketball player, and you should take a picture with him." And I'm like, "Okay."
But
And
I
there it
was
is.
listen to me. As long as listen, to tell you the truth, when every time I used to get really hammered, like hammer time in the Philippines that's how I call it. I was never. I don't know. Was I nasty or obnoxious or? I never
Oh
treated anybody wrong when I was drunk. I
no,
don't.
you were okay because you were. I think you were friends with that certain group, and I was yeah, I was common friends with them. So I had common friends with them. So you were quite respectful. And to be
Yeah,
honest,
yeah.
yeah, I wasn't really sure who you were, but you were tall, and I was up until your armpits, and I'm like, oh, he's a tall guy.
So I took a seat. I remember sitting
You
down,
had
taking this
to
on the
take
bar
it.
stool.
You had to take.
Yes.
I was up until your armpits.
Distillery. Wait, is that distillery near Home Depot? No,
No, that's Eastwood.
Eastwood.
Yes. Naku,
Photoshop.
nalalaman ng whereabouts ng nakaraang buhay, Ernest.
Yes, yes. Honesty is the best policy.
Well, yeah. You're very respectful. So when
Of course, I enjoyed it.
oh, we were gonna interview Alex Crisano, and I was like, oh, he's actually the best friend of one of my friends. So yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
good times. Let's listen. Okay, yeah, that's Cheryl Reyes. When Steph came out and Cheryl Reyes ex, the players that she handled, which was me, Willie,
Ren.
Asi, Ren, and the other dude is Reyes, Ja Reyes, and then Steph was there. She asked, her players to come and support him and of course I did that because Cheryl was a good friend of mine, and I'd do anything for Cheryl like she'd do for me.
Okay, Alex, I remember this because I covered the game as well. You're
Go
already
ahead.
laughing. You're already laughing.
Go
The
ahead.
game that you had, that was like beside Cuneta Asulom, the school there.
Yeah, I know you're talking about the little fundraiser we did,
Yep, and
the little collaboration. Yeah.
and you just did not. You just aside from the basketball skills, we saw your dancing skills.
Yeah. That's the reason why. Yes, I believe so. I just believe that everything happens for a reason, and like I told you, coming towards the end of my career, and I knew I couldn't do the things I used to do as high flying exciting. Even if I worked my butt off to get there, I just knew for a fact, being in this situation, and Stefan's from Coney Island, Brooklyn. I was born in Brooklyn, but raised in Staten Island. So I showed love and support to Steph, because he's one of those guys, misunderstood, and he's just one of those guys that never stopped loving. So that's exactly how we collaborated. I even had a tattoo on the side of my head when he was there. I said,
I
listen,
remember that.
I said, listen, you come and you get a tattoo. I'll get a tattoo of your something, and then you get a tattoo that I like. So it's a tattoo of a Bible scripture he got that I got too. So we both exchanged, a tattoo, and he got something. I think it was on his rib cage, something that I did that he liked, and something that I liked, and I got something to represent him.
Nice. So you have this
Yeah.
special bond with
Strawberry.
Stephon Marbury.
Well, at that moment, because I knew where he was from, and I knew, he knew where I was from. I told him I was born in Brooklyn, but I was raised in Staten Island. And we try to collaborate from there. But like I said, his work schedule, and he was doing, and my keeping up with basketball and trying to finish the right way, or the fun way. Yeah, it was that moment.
Alex, how many tattoos do you have in total?
Yeah.
I really, to tell you the truth, I don't count. I can just count. I just like I said, these tattoos were all meant to just to cover pain. So I never really counted them. But you can tell I've been through a lot of pain.
Okay, Alex. When was it? Did you say that it's time? It's time to leave the big game of basketball. What was that
To tell you the
realization?
truth, the realization is when I was getting released from Global Port, and they didn't talk to me. Cheryl just says, it's either your time to go back home or it's time to do something else. And I tried to call up. I was hanging out one day with JJ, when he was doing his shirt business, and I said, "Hey Jay, you got Al Francis Chua's number?" And I said, "I just want to talk to him. Try to get one more last conference in with Ginebra, just to sign off." And they didn't accept it, so I kind of felt a little lost. I understood. Trust me when I tell you. I said, I respect your straight answer, Al Francis. I respect what your decision is. I just wanted to try to sign off with Ginebra the right way, so I can just, go on my married life. And it didn't turn out like that. But I said, thank you, Al. I appreciate your time and your effort and responding to me. I appreciate that, Coach Al Francis. And I told JJ, well, Jay, it was nice knowing you. And, it's time for me to try to find what I do, what I can do, get myself back into either showbiz or whatever. And things turned once again. Like I said, God has given me another blessing in life, and it was the blessing and a lesson again. And after that, I just walked away, and I left the relationship. And I left the relationship that was with when I had there, and I went to another one, and the other one had some have some perks, and I was gonna go back to showbiz. I was still doing Fox Sports. I was still doing TV5 wrestling. I was still doing certain things, but then it came to an end too. So everything was coming to an end. So it wasn't panic mode. It was just straight up, what's my next move? I have no agents. I have nobody offering me. I have nothing. So, okay, I got some money saved up. Let me go enjoy a little bit. And when you enjoy, you meet people. So yeah, that's exactly what happened. I was enjoying and hanging out with some people. I was with Japet, and you were with a couple of people, and one thing led to another. I met somebody else.
Okay. All right. So this is it, guys. free for all questions. Brian,
Yes,
you may
please.
want to start.
Yeah, I have a question. In the same article, I saw that you looked up to Heidelin Diaz before, or do you still do to now?
No, I do. I still look up to people that really touch me in home base. Like I said, my heart is what really pumps all these feelings. Because your mind could be tricked. Your heart really can't be tricked as much as your mind. Your mind could play tricks. Your heart can feel things. So, I really look at the certain people because the trials and tribulations that people have been through, and they keep it real. And some of them do it to keep a job. Some of them do it to, just to keep a face in the circle. I look up to people who just don't really care what people think, and they just keep going. And it's not because of that. It's just because they're being honest with themselves. And honesty is the best policy. I know there's a lot of hypocrisy going on in the world. I know I can't name names because it's not my job, but I know a lot of them, but I'm not one of them. I just say I'm living proof. Hashtag, because anybody, you could be living proof of what you do or what your job is. And it's something that I believe in, that, you look up to people who really are something, not because they're trying to portray something.
What exactly about Heidelin do you love? Did you like that something inspired you? What about her?
It was, I don't know, it was just a connection. When you look at somebody, you can just see something.
Mm-hmm.
And when you feel that, you just look up to, you look up to that. And you just, there's no, what they say, the universe is just full of, all this stuff. But when you can actually connect with somebody on something totally, it's a different looking up to. It's different. And sometimes you really can't explain it. You just embrace it. And if you tell it, you kind of lose connection with it. You kind of lose that what drawn you to it. To me, I think sometimes the best things are well kept. As they say, sometimes a silent person is better than a loud person. It's just my ingai. It's, what I'm saying. So I think that to me is like really the connection is like that. That's how it is. I mean, there's no explanation of how. It's just why. You get to see something real in a person. That's what it is. Realness.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
Others? Mark, baka meron kang ano dyan. Pabol.
Yeah, Alex, remember the time you came out of the plane and and received warm Manila air as a
Yes.
warm welcome, literally, and you took your leather jacket out. If you will go back in time, will with all that happened in your career and in your life, will you put that
Mm.
leather jacket back on and fly back to the States and choose maybe a different path or career?
To tell you the truth, that's a good. I tell you the truth, that is a good question. I have to say, I salute you for that one, because I mean, everything that was going on in my life back in the States, I don't think I'll trade it. Even if I got an offer from the NBA at the time, NBA, National Basketball, I don't think I would trade that, because the warm, loving acceptance of me and me being a Filipino, I think that's what kept me here and kept me going, is because of the embracement, acceptance. Um, Most of them understood. Um, just being around the right people at certain times, that's what kept me going. And I don't think I'll ever trade that. I wouldn't want to redo it, because I wouldn't be sitting here talking to you if I did. So to me, I think it's about sharing and caring and learning from the lessons and blessings in life. So no, I don't think I would. I think I made the right choice.
Thanks, that's sweet.
Okay.
Thank you.
Anything more? Kara, how about you?
Alex, I'd like to know. So, what are you currently busy with right now? Do you have upcoming projects? Are you planning to start a podcast? What's up with Alex Crisano?
What since well, what's up with me is, I think, the life lessons, living with family, understanding family more, knowing that I'm not always right, knowing that my lifestyle has nothing to do with family. It has to do with family and what's right for family. Um, the things that I'm learning right now is life is too short, most definitely for everybody, not just for myself. Uh, doing the right things and staying on track, and actually doing a lot of things with my good friend Enrico with this basketball. You know, sometimes it's not what you love; it's what the passion gives you, and the passion that I have still is when I see players that think that they can't do it or think like it's going to be hard. That's bull. Uh, I think I can inspire. I can still inspire some people that are going to go to the Philippines and be prepared for whatever comes their way because Filipinos do embrace athletes, basketball, boxing, could be anything. But Filipinos love sports. So if my work and my experience could actually show them that you got to love the sport and you got to love the people because those are the people that are going to make you who you are when you leave that sport. So it's exactly what I would do is just keep working with Enrico, uh, with my other friends in Brooklyn, Philusa, and working with my good friend Enrico with Washington. I mean, just keeping everybody united. Just so there's some people out there that be like, oh, forget, oh, gun. He's not. Look at him. You think we can trust him because he looks like this? Why are you judging? Never judge nobody. Because in this era of time that we live in, we're all going through something, and we all have to live up to something, but we don't live through this hypocrisy and these labelings. You never judge anybody right now because everyone's going through a crucial time with this COVID. Everybody's either going to get sick, lose a job, or something. So as much as possible, I mean, what I'm doing right now is I'm keeping in contact with Enrico. We're trying to do something, whatever he wants done. He's going to get my experience. He's going to get my truthful answer. I'm not a kiss ass. Never was, never will. Money comes and goes. Trust me when I tell you, people, it doesn't matter how famous you are now and how much money you have connected with people that you have coming in. It all comes to an end, either or how you take it. So I think just being honest with you and being honest with people. I think what I'm going to be doing is whatever I think God lays in front of me now. It's not my choice. I can't pick my career this time. It's the people around me that's going to help me pick it. You know, my passion is there. If they want to use my passion, I'm going to use that. If they don't, then I guess I'm just going to be here to take care of my mother and to do what's right. And whatever happens after that, start a little clothes line, business line right here, like living proof stuff. Show people that if anything's possible. If you really love something and you have the passion for it, anything is possible. I'm not friends with people to be social climbing. I'm a hard worker. Even so, right now, I work hard, and I don't complain. I explain. If you complain, then you can't explain. So I'm explaining who I am and what I stand for. And later on in life, well, we never know. Maybe we all might get back together and laugh about this and have a couple of drinks because life is about sharing success and sharing stories and helping each other out, just like I'm doing with Enrico, just like I'm doing with you right now, sharing something. And that picture you did bring back a memory. I have to tell you, that picture, that distillery picture, I was like, that was my favorite place to go to. You know that, right?
I was gonna tell the viewers I'm actually one of the secret friends of Alex. No, I was kidding. I'm the baby sister.
Yes.
Baby sister.
She's actually a stalker. Cara is actually a professional stalker.
I'm
Listen,
her. He
listen,
was the one.
listen.
He was the one who asked the picture with me. No,
That's okay. Listen, sometimes you gotta break the ice. Sometimes like Nahia, forget, take a picture with me. Come here. Sometimes I would do that because they think like right away Saplado or Masungit. But when I used to be out and having fun, they'd be like, I just want to take a. I said, come on, take a picture with me now. Come in. And I would sometimes take a picture with people because ibang isip sa akin, but syempre, Leon, you know who I am.
I was 6'2" person asking you to have a picture with him. What was I gonna do? I was just 5'8".
6'2".
But listen, 6'6".
Oh my god. I must be hammered
See,
too at that time.
You were hammered. Let me tell you the reason why. Because you told me. Because I remember that picture. You said somebody, and I was standing up at the bar. I remember this, and I was getting shots. I think it was Patron or something with tequila. I know definitely that's my drink. And they were like, take a picture. And I said, what, standing up? I said, no, let me sit down and lean back. And I sat down and leaned back, and I went like that. I remember that. Listen, I do remember certain. I'm telling you when I tell you, this is not moments I live for. But other things, I kind of forget a lot more. You get what I'm saying? I live for the moments, but the things that really make me feel like I kind of want to forget, you know.
See, I don't know if I should call it like a 360 coming back into this, but it's nice to know that you remember. Grabe
Yes,
memory.
of course it is.
Grabe ang memory, Ernest.
Alex,
Listen.
I'm amazed of your memory. I mean,
Mahirap utangan.
Listen, I can.
Mahirap utangan.
Mahirap utangan. Hindi pwede utangan.
Diba, Aldrin? Medyo mahirap. And that was way back.
Listen, I'll tell you the reason why. You know why? Because before I used to drown myself in sorrow. I used to get really drunk, drown myself. Now I don't drink.
Wow.
I don't drink at all. I have a Yossi every once in a while, just because I have, when I stop drinking, I still have like a little bit of I get jittery. But I also drink coffee a lot. I drink probably a gallon a day. I have a couple of cigarettes, just to keep me, and I do my little exercise still. I do my little bike rides. I do with the dog. With my dog, I adopted a dog. I adopted a ferret, and this is what my life has always been. I'm just so chillaxed that when I stopped drinking, I started when people say something to me, even like John Don, even Olga Minor, when they say, "Pare, remember the time?" And I'd be like, "Oh my gosh, I can't believe I did that. Wow, sobrang wasak ako eh. Grabe,
I
But
thought you were going
Neon,
to say that before you drowned yourself in sorrow and then you would always drink. But when you saw me, you started to have joy.
well, let me tell you something about your Filipino women. I always enjoyed your Filipino look and how you look. You're all pretty to me. When I would drink, I would just love to talk to all of you. You're are fun to be around. When we drank, oh, forget it. It's either one thing led to another, or we became good friends.
Hey guys, before I get back to work, I just want to say something about Alex. Hey, Alex, I appreciate you, man. Thank you for being here, giving us, this, talk, sharing with us. I appreciate you, man. I don't have any question. I just want to say thank you for, giving us opportunity to know you more.
Yeah.
So thank
It
you.
has been a blast, Alex. But I have a few more questions before we end this.
You said that family is very important to you, and
Yeah.
you have been trying to revert your focus back to family. It's
Yeah.
currently a thing right now where the kids would follow the footsteps of the father, like with Dre Parks, with Black. Do you have any kids wanting to do basketball?
Yes, I do. I have one son. I got two sons, but one of them is here in the States, and one is in the Philippines in Antipolo. The one in Antipolo is 20 years old. His name is Alex Luis Jr. Crisano. He's 6'1". He's an athlete. He's like somewhat like me. But I told him, follow in my footsteps with basketball. Everything else, you leave that nonsense behind. Showbiz, uh, babae, syempre, kasama yung sa basketball kasi sikat ka, kasama yung babae. Sabi ko, focus sa basketball, tapos focus yung career mo. Bahala sa babae. Tapos yung career, pwede mag-marry, pwede girlfriend. But in this moment in time, focus on basketball. But from what I believe, he does have a girlfriend right now, and she's good to him. He's good to her, and I says keep it like that.
How old
Just
is
make
he
sure
right
you look.
now?
Excuse me.
How old is he right now?
20 years old.
Oh, okay.
20. Yeah,
And he's currently playing
he's 20.
basketball. Has he had any offers
He's
yet?
no, he's still going to college. I don't know what college he chose, but he told me he's gonna follow it back up and finish college, and then he's gonna take up the basketball. He didn't tell me what college he's going to yet, but I will find out from him because he's like very busy with his mother and her business. So whatever he's doing now, I'm very proud that he's staying strong. I told him I send him whatever I can send him. I give him whatever I can give him, and I tell him it's not what I give you. It's what you need it for, and just remember that you're my son, and I'll never turn my back on you because you need my help and my direction. So he's doing a lot of work. He's working really hard on basketball. He's working really hard on life. I think he's repainting um the Crisano in him because of my reputation and my mistakes that I made. He's rebuilding that for himself, and I said that's a good thing. Rebuild it for yourself because yes, I may be well known. Yes, I may be this and that, but don't go off of my name. Go off of your own name. And I tell him that. Just work your butt off, make your own name, and show them. Show them that you're not going to be given. You're going to work for it like I did. So that I'm pretty proud of him that he's doing it on his own.
That's golden.
Yeah, it is golden, and I'm very happy he is. He's not going around saying, "Yeah, my father's he's Tahimic, he's shy, but he works his ass off." And that's one thing I say that you have my trait. That's a good trait. Now be Filipino because they won't understand you if you're just being me because you're Filipino. So that's the culture shock. And when I say Filipino, that doesn't mean that they don't understand me because they're not. No, it's a different culture. And you being my son, they expect you to be like me. No, you don't have to be like me. You could be Alex Jr. Be Alex Jr. Don't be Alex Crisano Sr. Be Alex. That's why I named you Junior because you're going to be the better half of me that I never had. And that's the truth.
Okay, guys. Any more questions for Alex? Meron
Last
pa?
one. Last
Yan.
one sa akin, last one. Alex, just a last question for me. Why don't
Sige.
you pursue rap? I
Oh,
watched you last Showtime way back 2010. You're a
yeah.
pretty good rapper, actually.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. It comes with a lot of I think competition. Because like Andrew E is like the king of the rap, and since Francis M has left, it left somebody to take over, which is Andrew E. And there's more to come. There's a lot more to come out there. You got battle rappers, you got entertainment rappers. If meron yung bigay ng parang yung chance, I think yung mag-rap ako, yung sa being parang like humble, parang to show people that life is not about bling bling, life is not about away, it's not about matapang. Life is about love, man, and that's one thing I learned is I would pursue it with the right people around me and produce nothing but love and respect and harmony and being together. That's what I would do. Before it was for fun. Now it would be like if I was to pursue magrapping, it would be about harmony, rebuilding, helping, um, just giving back realness. And that's what it is. Before it was all about craziness. Of course, we all go through that. I mean, I know in this panelist, I know you all had a crazy time in your life when you were just always drinking and doing crazy stuff. But, you know, you come back to reality. You get old and then you're like, wow, I did this. So let me do this to make my life better. Yun lang.
Thank you, Alex. Thank you.
Meron pa?
You're
Guys,
welcome.
Coach Emer, meron ka bang Mark,
Coach Emer.
Brian?
Okay na.
Okay, Alex, ito, we're about to wrap things up. Okay, believe it or
Okay.
not, we're gonna have part 1 and part 2 of the show. We're gonna cut it in half. Okay, so
Beautiful.
so
Beautiful.
we're like
Okay.
4 hours long already. Okay, but anyway, Alex,
Okay.
my question here is, after going through the 4 hours that we had right now, how
Yeah.
what's on your mind backtracking on your life?
Ernest, to tell you the truth, there is really, I lived it. So to be living proof, you have to live through it. You have to share it. Let people know who you are. I guess the mistakes the mistakes I've made were just letting in the company that actually gave me a bad reputation, which I should have never let in. Was if you show me your friends, you show me who you are. So I guess at a part in time, and I was in a dark place. But now, what happened? I mean, to tell you the truth, I would relive. I would relive the ending part. That's it. Everything else, I believe, was destined for me to be who I was and to rise above it once again. And this is another solution. Another thing I come at hand is I'm rising above so much still. And I'm here talking with yous, and I made new friends, and I made a new group of people that can actually understand. And that's what it's all about: understanding, embracing, and rebuilding a brighter and better future for the new and upcoming people in this life, in showbiz, and entertainment, and hosting. So I guess this is all bent for a reason. Am I right? So I guess I am. And it was great talking to everybody, and I loved it. I won't ever change it for nothing. Trust me when I tell you.
To be honest, Alex, I don't know if we're talking to the same Alex. Talking to you right now, I
Well,
don't know if we're talking to the same Alex that we knew like years ago. I mean,
yeah,
it's like this
trials and
different guy right here in front of us.
yeah, it's real, man. This is the real me. This is what trials and tribulations put you through. You got to embrace these hard moments and share it with people that really know how to take care of it. And because we all going to hit this road, I'm telling you, it's not just me, everybody. We're all going to hit a road where it's going to change your whole direction, your concept, your love and your hate towards people, where you just got to embrace everything. And this is what it took. It took for me to come home, leave everything behind that would happen to me, all that stuff, and come back home and take care of my father. That was a blessing and lesson in disguise. Was my father was sick. 2013, he was diagnosed with it. I came home with 2017. It was destined like that. This is what God played in front of me. I believe in God, but I don't preach the word and the gospel and the Bible. But I do believe the signs God gives me is telling me something. Came home, helped my father. I helped him for almost 6, 7 months. Now I'm on a new chapter. I got my mother. She's a diabetic. So being not a caregiver, but being a supporter and a person who takes care of their parents, I think that's what, life's all about. Putting all your ego, fame, fortune, whatever you've done in the Philippines, whatever I've done, now I come back to reality, and this is what I got to deal with. And nobody's helping me. It's just God laying these tracks in front of me, and I'm taking the right one. I'm not trying to go through the fast life, the fun life. That's already done. Now it's time to, send my mother off to where I sent my father off to. And that's life, man. This is what life's all about. No sugarcoating, no other things that I'm trying to throw diversions. This is what life's about, man. Sending your parents off the right way.
Okay, and just one thing I want to follow up on that one. What was the trigger point? What was the turning point that you would say that turned the life of Alex Crisano?
Taking care of my father.
That's
My
it.
father when he was just going through some, and I seen him. He literally. I got videos of him fighting it. I got videos of him just sitting there going, I can't take this no more. This is taking, and it made me so angry because I was like saying, man, just fight it. Come on, Dad. And he was just like, I'm trying. And when you got your own father, you know, he's telling you he's trying to be a man. He's trying to be a man, and he's trying to do, and he's telling you, just give me a gun. I want to kill myself because he didn't know what to do. I think that was a turning point to say that he had that never say die spirit himself. He was in a man of integrity, and waking up to him after he couldn't breathe, and he just died on the right next to me, and my mother was on her knees crying. I had no tears of joy. I had no tears of joy. I was just like, now you're at rest, Dad. Now you're sleeping. Now this is where you got to be. And he showed me. He showed me what it took. He tried. He cried to me so many times. I got pictures of him. I'm only crying because it's just tears of joy. It's because the man showed me. The man showed me what life's about. And this is what you got to do in life, man. This is what you got to see what life's all about. And I did. And my father showed it to me. And I thank him for every last minute he gave me. Now it's my mother's turn. And they gave me life. And I'm making sure that they go in style at the end of their life. He died in his house. He died in his home. So that shows me that he's happy. He died in his home. He didn't die in a hospital. He didn't die in an old folks home. He died right where I'm sitting, right when I look this way, because that's where his bed was. He died like a man with integrity, and I'm happy that he gave me the time. He did everything he could to remember me, and now it's my mother's turn. So I think this is the turning point of life that got my father gave me. And I know he's still watching. I know he's still here. And I know I still feel him every once in a while. And being with you's here right now is a good thing to express, I guess. I'm a little choked up. Sorry about that.
It's okay, Alex, bro.
It's part of life we all got to go through, brother. And this is everything you see coming out is just nothing but pure honesty, man. It's I never thought I'd be like this, but this is what I think this is what change is all about. This is what livelihood all about is just change as we grow. That's it.
Okay, Alex, this is what I do in most of my guests who backtrack through their life is that I give them a time machine. I will give you a time machine right now, and I'll give you I can send you back to the time. Let's say, for me, from what I'm hearing, is that the time that you were in prison that changed things as well.
Yeah.
I'll give you a time machine. You right now, sitting in front of us right now with the Christmas tree at the back, you will step into this time machine and go to yourself inside the prison, and you have 1 minute to talk to your old self on the journey that he's gonna be getting into. And that 1 minute, okay, that 1 minute starts now. What will you tell him?
2013 is going to change your life, so you better make the right choice.
That's it?
That's exactly what I would say. 2013 is going to change your life, so make the right choice. Everything else before that was planted by God. Everything else before that was, I believe that 2013, if I would have chose the right path and did the right thing, I wouldn't be, trust me, I think it was 2013. Most definitely, I would tell myself, whatever comes your way in 2013, you better be prepared. There's going to be a lot of dirty play going on. There's going to be a lot of things that's going to happen to you, so you better be prepared. You either take the high road or the low road. It's up to you. That's exactly what I would tell myself when I was locked up in 1996, 97, when I was in the tombs in Brooklyn. Yes, I would tell myself, prepare yourself for that.
You won't give him like lotto numbers to bet on.
No. Listen, because I never won a lotto. I wasn't that lucky. I wish I was, but I was never lucky with lotto because I lost thousands of dollars out here since the crazy lotto ball out here is crazy. But I wouldn't give lotto because money comes and goes, brother. Money comes and goes. It's not that. It's what you put in. And I think I put enough in to say that I'm still here and I'm still pushing 7 gears. And I'm not gonna stop until my heart does. That's it. That's life.
Okay, last question, Alex.
Go ahead.
Right now we are in a pandemic. Okay.
Mhm.
And there is this thing, this magical thing that you have to form a basketball team, a point guard, shooting guard, small forward, power forward, and center, and you can choose in any era as long as they are your teammate.
Okay.
It's like the 5 greatest players
Okay.
for you for your teammates. Who will be your point guard, shooting guard, small forward, power forward, and center? And the stipulation is this: you have to win this basketball game, and this COVID-19 stops.
Oh snap!
Who will you pick? Give me that 5. You can put yourself.
You already know I'm going to pick the living legend, Jaworski. That's already a given because he's well known for fighting and being who he is. I would definitely pick the Flash Baldavid. Wait, that would be hard because I got Johnny Abriantos, and oh my gosh. All right, let me start. I'll start off with point guard. Let me see. Point guard would be.
It has to be your teammate, Alex. It has to be your teammate, a former teammate.
My former teammate. Okay. My former teammate.
All 5 players must be your teammates. You can pick their primes.
Okay, good. Because you made me. I was thinking about the whole PBA when I played against. Okay, my teammate definitely, hands down. I would have JJ as my point because he was a great distributor. JJ. Gary David because he was an awesome shooter.
Shooting guard.
Gary David, shooting guard. My three. Let me see. That was a killer. Who was a 3 at killer? It would be, I would use Wilhelm Meneses.
The prime Wilhelm Meneses.
The prime of enough. But I had him, like I told you, he was my teammate, so in the prime. Definitely Julian Put, because he was my teammate. And as center, who was my teammate as center that was giving me?
It can be you. It can be you.
No, I don't want to pick me.
Okay.
That's too narcissist. Who I played with on the team, it would be. I would let Ossie play.
Oh,
I'd put Ossie because he was 6'9". I was 6'5". Oh, I could. See, you said teammates, right? You said teammates that I played with, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I'd put Ossie.
Okay.
I'd put Ossie.
I'll give you one coach. Who would it be?
One coach? Oh. Productive. Killer. I would have to
coach
say.
It must be your coach. It must be someone who coached you.
Of course. I already know it. He was my coach before. You may not believe this, but it was Chat Reyes. I would say Chat Reyes. He was my coach before in Pangasinan. Presidents. Yeah. Chat Reyes.
And lastly, one import.
NBA days. Yes, he won.
One import.
Oh, one import? One import that I played with
Yeah.
on my team. I had a lot of great friends who I played with. It would be, oh man, he gonna hate me for this if they're gonna see this one. He might hate me for this.
We'll try to block the video from him.
Yes, please. Can there be a backup? Can there be a backup for the import? Man, Tory Braggs.
Tory Braggs, yeah. Remember the name.
Tory Braggs and Chris Alexander. If Tory Braggs got injured, Chris Alexander. Those are, and you know, they got Gerald Honeycutt. You see, this is there's a lot. Andami, because they're good. They used to be my good friends in the court, and you know, it's Tory Braggs, Gerald Honeycutt, Chris Alexander. You know, if there was ever, but to be a solid with an import, I'm talking about like craziness. I'm talking about like Alexander and Tory Braggs. Chris Alexander.
Yeah.
Because at his prime, he was with me. We were like reindeers, running back and forth, blocking shots, dunking on people. Back in them years, yeah. Chris Alexander.
All right. Thank you very much, Alex, for everything. I mean, believe it or not, this is the longest interview that we had ever.
I appreciate you for putting up with my crap. Thank you.
I mean, this is the longest interview that we had, but of course, this will be part 1 and part 2, with what we were talking about. But anyway,
yeah,
the floor is yours, Alex. You want to thank anyone? You want to promote anything? Whatever. The floor is yours right now.
Nah, I just want to say thanks for still remembering me, and thanks for the good memories and the bad memories that we talked about today. The situations. I want to say you know, life is what you make of it, and there's no guarantees, but live it day by day, improve, and love what you do. And I want to say from here on in, I'm just being living proof that anything is possible, and I want to share that with everybody. I'm going to keep doing what I do and become a better person of what I do. And that's just not being who I am now. It's just being my experience-wise, sharing with people. And let's see, working with, you know, Brooklyn Falusa, working with Enrico, of course, of Washington, D.C. Thank you for, you know, inviting all of you here. And especially, hopefully, we can all get together and we can build something. That's the only thing I can say from here on in. I say it's God's plan. Whatever God lays down in front of us, we got to take it and use it.
All right. Thank you so much, Alex, for the time. I'll give everyone here the chance to say their parting messages. Let's hear it first, of course, from the lady, Cara.
Ladies first.
Thank you, Ernest. I'd like to thank Alex for your time and for jogging your memory just to remember how you actually met me. And I'd like to thank our viewers as well. This has been a very insightful interview. I learned a lot, and thank you for having me here at Sports on Air Classics.
Okay, thank you very much, Cara. And up next, of course, our YouTubers, 3B Hoops, Aldrin.
Yes, sir. Thank you ulit kay Sir Alex. Salamat. Nagpapasalamat ako sa dalawang bagay. Na-interview ko siya sa tagal-tagal ng panahon. At pangalawa, hindi dumugo yung ilong ko sa oras na to. So, salamat, Sir Alex. Thank you.
Salamat din, pare. Ingat kayo.
Okay, PH Sports Bureau, Mark.
Thank you again, Sir Ernest, and it's such a privilege to have all of you guys. Makasama ko kayo. And thank you, Sir Alex, for the time, and hope to see you here in the Philippines. Maybe some other time, pagka clear ng lahat. And yun lang, ingat po kayo palagi and huwag po natin kakalimutan yung Philippine basketball. Atin to.
Nagawa mo na
That's
siya
right.
ng, ano, di ba? Ng parang YouTube video.
Slight lang, parang ano lang.
Ngayon, mas maganda na yung gagawin mo ngayon.
Oo. Alex Crisano, ang title is Leather
Life
Jacket.
story. He's the YouTuber who
I
makes life
appreciate it.
stories of PBA players, past PBA
Yes, I think I've seen that before. I've seen somebody post a video of, is that a Dennis Rodman of the Philippines? There was somebody that did that. Alex Crisano was the Dennis Rodman of the Philippines, and whoever did that, I appreciate them doing that, and appreciate what you're doing right now too, man. Thank you for
Ikaw yun, Mark?
From the sideline yun.
Okay, from the sideline. Yeah.
Yes, I remember that. But like I said, I appreciate you even talking to me, because sometimes people just have the tendencies to be shy. Wag naman mahiya.
Yeah.
Wag naman mahiya. Tao lang kami.
Nakaka-intimidate ka kasi pag nakita ka eh. Parang syempre laki mo tao.
Yun lang. But ako eh. Ano ka ba? Ganun talaga eh.
Okay, syempre, our PBA Encyclopedia, Coach Emerson Colina.
First, Alex, thank you very much for your time, and it's a great feeling. We're in the same team during my first year in PBA and your last year in your PBA. Thank you very much. And to Cara, thank you. At may kaibigan nga pala tayo, si Oliver Ong from DFA. He's in our embassy in Turkey, and to your ambassador Raul Hernandez and the rest of officers and staff, keep safe. Thank you.
Yes, sir. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Coach Emmer, and of course our import from Washington DC, Coach Enrico. Coach, kayo naman.
Like I said, just thank Alex for
Drive ka na ata eh.
Hindi marinig. Oo. Hindi marinig.
Yeah, sorry. Yan, nagda-drive na ako. Kaya nag-parting na ako kanina kay Alex eh. But anyways, sa inyo na lang guys, thank you din. Thank you for being with you guys. This is the longest too that I have in an interview, but it was fun. So thank you for being with you guys, and for all of the viewers, keep supporting this podcast, and we thank you for being with us. Thank you guys, thank you, appreciate it. Alex, thank you.
Thank you, Tan. Salamat din,
Coach.
Thank you, Tan. Salamat din, Coach.
And finally, the Godfather. Brian
Yes.
Yalong.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you, everybody, for watching this episode. Alex, it was a pleasure talking to you. Actually, I couldn't recognize you because you have hair. The last time I saw you here, you were always small-headed. But it looks good on you.
Kalbo yun.
Yeah,
Thank
it
you.
looks good
Appreciate it.
Thank
you.
Like a Backstreet Boy type.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, you haven't answered. Do you have TikTok?
Yeah. So,
no, I don't.
So it was a pleasure.
No.
Everybody, Coach Emmer, Ernest, Cara, kahit makulit ka pa rin, Mark, and Aldrin. Thank you for joining us.
And with that, maraming salamat po sa pagbibigay niya rin ng oras sa amin. Makilala nyo ng mas matindi itong panauwi namin na si Alex Crisano. Ako po si Ernest Hernandez. Nagpapaalam at nagsasabi, mag-subscribe kayo sa YouTube channel at saka mag-like sa ating Facebook page. Until then, I leave you with this very, very simple message nowadays is stay safe and God bless.
Thank you for watching. Click the subscribe button and ring the bell to be notified with our latest videos.